Good morning. This is Keith Kelchner here to talk with you about Real America. Real America 2011-2012, where we actually try to find real solutions, test and prove them, and implement the winners. Now that's a great model. Just understand that is not what we are doing today in our political environment. That is what we do need to do. Now, let's have your input. Let's have liberal input, conservative, independent, dependent, minority, majority, immigrant. Let's have it all. Let's have everyone's ideas. Let's have truly American set of ideas from all corners of the country, from every constituency. Let's hear from everyone. Now, we need real American answers, not political rhetoric, though. Jobs. We need jobs. Jobs, really. 1 million, 2 million per job produced? How ridiculous. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Political rhetoric jobs cost you $1 million to $2 million a job. I can produce a new construction job for $2,500 spent 100% on marketing. Tax the rich. Really? Really? Is that a great idea? Is that just political rhetoric? Will that actually work? Did you ever hear Zig Ziglar tell the story about the copper pan company he worked with and how that worked out? Let me tell you quickly how it worked out. You know, this copper pan company that they sold pans door to door was a quasi multi-level company. They had a hierarchy. They had sales managers and managers and executives. And guess who made the most money? The executives, the people at the top. The managers made the most money. They made millions of dollars. Successful company. They sold it. The new company comes in. They hire a bunch of analysts to talk with them about how to increase their profits and improve the company. And you know what they did? They came back and they said, you know what? You got all these people at the top of all these little food chains making tons of money and not selling any pans. They're not out in the street. They're not talking to anybody. We can eliminate them, and we'll end up with we'll end up being able to keep all the profits. All the guys at the bottom of the company can keep all the profits. Within a year, they were bankrupt. You know why? Do you know why? Think about it. 1 second. You just take the blinders off and think. If you kill off all the people who everyone else is trying to become, guess what? You scare everybody to death. And the people at the top were the ones educating, training, building organizations, building networks, creating all the communication, so that the guys at the bottom had something to A, strive to be, strive to become. They wanted to become the sales manager and the manager and then an executive in the company. Now, not everybody achieves that, but everybody is striving constantly to become that wealthy person. You know what would work better? How about we double the number of billionaires in the country? How about we quadruple the number of millionaires in the country? How about we raise tenfold the number of people in the country making $250,000 a year? What do you think that would do to our economy? How much more taxes do you think 10 $250 million or $100,000 a year people can pay than one does? How much more do you think 2 millionaires can pay instead of just one? How about a billionaire? You know, if you double the number of billionaires, how much more can they pay? Quadruple the millionaires, tenfold the people making $250,000. And guess what will happen to the people at the bottom? They'll all have jobs and they'll all make more money. At any rate, how about secure borders? Political rhetoric says, you know, what's secure? Well, what is an alien? I got an answer for you. How about green energy? Really? Did you know that ethanol has killed millions of small engines already and inflated food prices in the third world to starvation levels for the least able of us? In 1980, I got called out on the carpet when my first lesson plan failed to describe how the lead teacher or any parent or the administrator would actually know beyond the shadow of a doubt that my lessons had taught anyone. I was teaching kindergartners the numbers 1 to 10. Are jobs or energy or the environment any less important than what I was doing? They were looking for a clear behavioral objective that could be tested and measured for. I added that we'd ask them individually to recite the numbers 1 to 10 and record the results. Voila! We tested it, and it worked. Should our politicians be any less accountable? Is it too much to ask that these proposals have to be vetted and proven? What are the unintended consequences? Shouldn't we know? DDT, bad, right? The ban sentenced millions of African children to death. How about a responsible law? Responsible, instead of vilifying DDT, why not limit it to the places where it could be used that it did a tremendous amount of good? Explain to those African children why it wasn't good. Okay? Now, keeping it out of Niagara Falls and our ready water supply, great idea. Great idea. Pit that liberal idea head to head with the conservative idea. Winner take all. Then test it again against the independent, etc., etc. Demand clear objectives in clear behavioral terms that can be measured. Make the parties accountable. I was listening to the news the other day. There are counties, 3 counties in Texas, who opted out of Social Security when they had the option to 30 years ago, 40 years ago, doesn't matter when. But do you know their retirement, A, is secure, B, has never lost money, but C, is double and triple what Social Security is paying? Amazing. An idea that actually worked. Why in hell aren't we doing that everywhere? Test and prove them. We live in a world where it's now possible to split test anything. The applied sciences and the scientific principles say, show me, prove it, let your peers review it. Google can tell you where the next flu outbreak is before the CDC. FedEx and UPS are better at knowing where we are than the government. Why should we take a politician's word for anything when we can test it and prove it? You implement the winners. Split test and retest and establish your norms. Then test the next idea. Test one idea against the other. Adopt the winners. Then do it again and again. Work to improve your results. Everyone agree to accept the best answers, accept the proven answers as the American solution. Do that and we won't have to worry about China ever catching up with us. Try some of these. And I've done a short video on each and every one of these for you. But how about RE sharing for real estate? Government equity sharing for the housing market. I've done a whole video on it. RCI 100, real citizenship and real immigration. It's a 100-point solution to the immigration problem. KidsDo, education. How about paying children for learning? You want to subsidize the young, the people that we're trying to inspire to learn. You want to inspire them in tough neighborhoods. You want to inspire them despite family structure and parents and such. Now, I agree you ought to have all of that, but you want a system that works for kids? Let them pick what it is that teaches them best and makes them the most money. Proofle, independent testing group. Let's have our own Proofle department. Irby. I love Irby. Okay? Energy independence tied directly to retirement benefits and health insurance for Americans. How about a solution that instead of being akin to Schoselwitz or a relative of Ponzi, how about a growing resource to pay our retirement benefits and health insurance? Let's tie the two together. Let's become 100% energy independent. Let's become an energy exporter, and let's use the profits of it to eliminate this unpaid benefit pool, this huge thing hanging over our head. But that's it for today. This is Keith Kelchner. Let's try some of these.